Law enforcement fights crime in our neighborhoods. The eyes and ears of the community can prove vital in these efforts. Stay vigilant. Your tip could crack the next case. This is a KLFY Plus exclusive. Acadiana Crimestoppers.
Welcome to this week's edition of Acadiana Crimestoppers, the show which partners law enforcement and community to help solve and prevent crime on our streets. In this episode, we will cover the crime of the week parish by parish. We will also talk Lafayette Parish's Most Wanted with Lafayette City Marshal Reggie Thomas. And we'll have a discussion with Youngsville Police Chief Jean-Paul Broussard to find out how his department is tackling crime in the city of Youngsville. We begin in Acadia Parish. Authorities are looking for a suspect accused of using counterfeit money at several businesses in Crowley. Here's Sheriff K.P. Gibson with the crime of the week.
Crimestoppers of Acadia Parish needs your help to identify an individual wanted for monetary instrument abuse. The suspect used counterfeit money at several businesses in the Crowley area. The suspect was captured on video surveillance and is described as a black male with a slim build wearing gray t-shirt and pants. If you're able to identify this individual, you're urged to call the tip sign at 789-TIPS or download our P3 app on your mobile device to report your tip. All callers will remain anonymous and can receive up to a $1,000 cash reward for information leading to an arrest in this case. Be the difference. For Crimestoppers of Acadia Parish, I'm Sheriff K.P. Gibson.
If you have any information on this crime, call Crimestoppers at 789-TIPS. You could earn up to a $1,000 cash reward.
Eunice police are investigating a shooting Sunday night, and officers need your help capturing the suspects involved. Around 10 p.m., Eunice police responded to a call of 6 individuals in hoodies armed with firearms walking on Parati Street towards Fusilier Street. Before police made it to the scene, they received another call that there was an active shooting at the same location. Once they arrived, police located one 18-year-old male victim that had been shot. Officers began to immediately render life-saving measures to the victim, but were unsuccessful, and the victim was pronounced dead at the scene. One weapon was recovered at the scene. This is an active investigation. Anyone with information about this incident is urged to contact Eunice Police or St. Landry Crimestoppers. Authorities are looking for 3 fugitives wanted on parole and probation warrants. Here's more in our St. Landry Parish Crimestoppers report.
You're watching St. Landry Crimestoppers.
Agent Brandon Allen of the Louisiana State Probation and Parole returns to Crimestoppers and needs your help in locating 3 wanted fugitives on parole and probation warrants.
Daniel Stephen Tate is a 52-year-old black male who is 5 feet 6 inches and weighs 155 pounds. He has a parole warrant for armed robbery. His last known address is on Emile Street in Opelousas. Anthony James Ventress is a 46-year-old black male that is 5 feet 10 inches and weighs 220 pounds. He has a probation warrant for aggravated second-degree battery. His last known address is on Common Street in Opelousas. Curtis Javion Malik Lazar is a 23-year-old black male that is 6 feet tall and weighs 250 pounds. He has a probation warrant for 2 counts of aggravated flight filming officer, possession of Schedule 1 CDS, and possession of Schedule 4 CDS. His last known address is on Pavey Road in Opelousas.
Anyone with information on this or any other crime is asked to call St. Landry Crimestoppers at 337-948-TIPS or tip at www.stlandrycrimestoppers.com. Remember to download our P3 app and tap the app to say it here and submit your anonymous tips. On behalf of the St. Landry Crimestoppers Board, Agent Brandon Allen with the Louisiana State Probation and Parole, the St. Landry Parish Sheriff's Office, and Sheriff Bobby J. Guitros, thank you and have a blessed day.
If you have any information on this crime, call Crimestoppers at 948-TIPS. You could earn up to a $2,500 cash reward.
Authorities in Iberia Parish have issued arrest warrants for a local business owner after victims allege contractor fraud in Iberia Parish. Investigators are searching for Dominic Graffia of Acadiana Motion Screens. According to deputies, victims say they hired Graffia for contracted work despite signed contracts. The work was never completed. Deputies say they discovered neither Graffia nor Acadiana Motion Screens are licensed with the Louisiana State Licensing Board for contractors. If you have any information on the whereabouts of Dominic Graffia, call Iberia Parish Sheriff's Office at 369-3711. They stole items from Walmart. Now Lafayette Police and Lafayette Crimestoppers need your help capturing some suspects. It happened on Labor Day. Authorities say 3 suspects entered the Walmart on West Pinhook and stole items from the store. They drove away in a Chevy Equinox. If you know the identity of the suspects, call Lafayette Crimestoppers at 232-TIPS or download the P3-TIPS mobile app. Meanwhile, Lafayette Police need your help identifying a suspect. This person is one of 2 who took more than $2,000 worth of merchandise from Kohl's in late July. If you know the identity of the suspect, call Lafayette Crimestoppers at 232-TIPS. All callers do remain anonymous. Authorities in Lafayette are looking for some fugitives wanted for OWI, domestic violence, among other offenses. That's why we've invited back Lafayette City Marshal Reggie Thomas once again for our weekly Most Wanted segment. So again, thank you for your time and thank you for returning back to Acadiana Crimestoppers.
And thank you for having me. I really appreciate this. You know, it really helps out my agency. So thank you again.
And you said, you said it really makes a difference and you guys get calls, especially on the local people.
And that's one of the things you're going to see today we're doing. We are doing a lot of local people now because people are seeing local people and they're contacting us. One of the things that when we was doing OWIs and we was doing 2 times and people on a second OWI, one of the things that we noticed was that a lot of times the OWI, the first one, is not in Lafayette, it's in another city.
Yeah.
Therefore, that person probably went back to that city. So now you're going to see we're doing local people because that's who we're getting calls about. And, you know, some of these people are not showing up for court. So they need to either contact us or they need to be arrested.
All right, Marshall. Well, here's our first person for the day, or first winner of the day. Brett Barlow, OWI first offense, committed OWI in Lafayette, and he has an extensive prior felony arrest record. So it's not just the OWI, the first offense, it's that he has an extended record.
And a lot of times we put that on there to let people know who we dealing with. You know, we don't want people to think that we just putting people up there that maybe we should not be looking for these people. These are people that we really should be looking for. This is his first OWI, but he did not show up for court. And as you can see, he has an extensive prior felony record. So it's somebody we want off the street. We don't want him to continue to drive. We don't want him to be intoxicated and drive and hurt somebody. And that's what we're trying to stop. So if he's watching this, I would ask that he called in or he come in and turn himself in. If not, then Acadiana, contact us and we will pick him up.
Yeah, because criminal behavior can become a habit. You know, some people, they've never committed a crime and they can't imagine committing a crime. But once you start committing crimes, sometimes more crimes, and that's why he has an extensive prior record. So you're trying to prevent any further crimes that he could potentially commit.
Yes. If you're not showing up for court, then that's totally disrespect. That totally means that you're not taking a charge seriously. And I take OWI very seriously. So what I would ask is that if anybody know who he is, to contact our office.
All right, our second person for this week, Earl Donnell Atkins Jr., underage OWI first offense, committed OWI in Lafayette, no bond. So explain what that means, underage. Does that mean he has people, underage occupants in the vehicle?
No, that means when he was driving the vehicle, when he committed he was under 18 years old.
Oh, okay.
And that's what that means. He did not show up for court. He has no bond. You know, so he needs to contact us, or if you know who he is, and he's local. And I'm sure a lot of people know who he is, and a lot of people watching this going to know who he is. Remember, it's anonymous. So we're asking you to just contact us. Let's get him off the road. I'm sure he's still driving. You know, if you're not taking the court system seriously, if you're not showing up for court, then we're going to be out looking for you.
Okay, our third person, Larry Joseph Guidros, domestic abuse battery, first offense, committed the offense in Lafayette. And, I can see those veins in your head. I know how you feel about domestic violence.
And I always talk about this because domestic violence won't be tolerated. And then in our city, it's somebody local, it's your neighbor, it's somebody you probably see every day. A lot of people is watching this right now and is saying to themselves, well, I just saw this guy. Yeah. And it's right, he did not show up for court, he committed a domestic violence, and you need to come to court. And if you're not going to come to court, then we're going to come find you. So, you know, I tell you every week that these are the calls we get immediately after we show somebody with domestic violence, because they're not running, they're not going anywhere. They're your neighbors. They're somebody who lives right next door to you. So you see them every day, but they're not coming to court. They're not taking care of their business. So if you're not going to take care of your business and you're going to commit a domestic violence, then I'm going to have my guys come pick you up.
And sometimes that's not on the graphic, but I think you're making a really good point. These are not people that have just committed these crimes and they've handled it. These are people that they were given court dates and they didn't show up.
Yes, they were arrested, they were taken to jail, then they get out, it's time to come to court. It's time for a judge to sentence you, but then you don't show up. So that makes us now, the judge say, okay, we have a warrant for his arrest. So my warrant team now have to go out and pick them up. A lot of times they might change addresses, they might move, all kind of things that can happen that can stop us from picking them up immediately. So that's what we need people to call in. That's what we need Lafayette to say, look, we're not gonna have people committing domestic violence and just walking around the street. So we ask you to contact our agency and we will pick him up.
Absolutely. Our last person, Kelsha Rochelle August, I believe I'm saying that right, domestic abuse battery, first offense, committed offense in Lafayette, also arrested for resisting an officer. So I see a pattern of violence, domestic abuse and then resisting an officer.
And again, always the same pattern. You know, you get arrested, and then when you start looking at resisting an officer during the altercation, then you go to jail and you don't show up for court. And the judge say, well, I'm wanting to sentence you, but you don't show up for court, so now it's a warrant for your arrest. You know, contact my agency. We'll try to work with you. But if you don't contact us, then I can tell you now the public will contact us. And when Acadiana calls, we move. So I will tell you this, if you're not gonna contact us, I would tell everybody you should know who this person is. This is somebody who's in the area, somebody, again, you see every day. Just contact our agency and we will pick that person up.
And it's better for these folks. That's one thing I've learned just by talking with you on these segments. You don't come on here and say, we're gonna lock them up and throw away the key. You say, we're going to work with you if we can. If that's not to say you won't face jail time, but we are willing to work with you. And you say that all the time. You
know, once your picture is showing up here, think about it. You're looking behind your back every day. You're worried about, is the officer going to stop me on the traffic stop? Did somebody see me and somebody using their cell phone to call the police or something like that? You can't live like that. Yeah. So I tell people all the time, it's so much easier to just contact our agency to say, hey, look, I saw my picture, or I know I have a warrant for my arrest. What can I do? And we'll send somebody out, or we'll tell you to come in. You know, if you're working with us, we'll work with you. If you're not gonna work with us, then we're not gonna work with you, and we will pick you up.
And for anyone out there that may recognize somebody, you can call in. It's always anonymous, correct?
Yeah, always anonymous. You can contact my office, area code 337-291-8725. And it's anonymous. You just call and you say, hey, look, I know where this person at. This is the person's address. Oh, I'm looking at the person right now. You know, you're helping your community, especially when you look at OWIs. That's people that's driving intoxicated. That's people that is still on a roadway and could harm one of your family members, and nobody wants that. So that's why it's so important to get these people off the road. And domestic violence, if you're committing domestic violence, then I believe that you should be in jail. It's that simple.
Marshal Reggie Thomas, thank you so much for joining us again on Acadiana Crimestoppers.
Thank you for having me.
We'll be right back.
This is a KLFY Plus exclusive, Acadiana Crimestoppers.
In St. Martin Parish, investigators with the St. Martin Parish Sheriff's Office are asking for your help solving a July burglary. The burglary happened at the 1100 block of Lady of the Lake Road in St. Martinville. Investigators say a safe containing several items along with additional stolen items with an approximate value of $62,000 was taken from the home sometime between July 12th and July 19th. Many of the items hold deep sentimental value for the victims. Investigators are asking anyone with information regarding the location of the items taken during the burglary. You can call the St. Martin Crimestoppers at 441-3030 or using the P3 Tips app. High school students have the opportunity to save lives and win money. The Buckle Up, Phone Down high school video and pledge contest is now underway. It's a chance to influence others to be safe drivers. You are asked to make a unique video that inspires others to buckle up and put their phones away. In addition, you can encourage other students and people in your community to take the Buckle Up, Phone Down pledge. All this and earn money for your school. The deadline is October 31st.
This is a KLFY Plus exclusive, Acadiana Crimestoppers.
Welcome back to Acadiana Crimestoppers. We are joined by Youngsville Police Chief Jean-Paul Broussard. It's your first time being on Acadiana Crimestoppers, so thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate your time.
And I hear a lot of good things are happening in Youngsville. You were telling me just about the recruiting numbers, right? The recruiting numbers are up, and there's a reason for that. So tell me what's going on at the Youngsville Police Department.
With help from the City Council and the Mayor, we're able to raise the pay scale, starting pay for officers from $42,000 to $45,000 last month, which is a great help to recruit. We're down to 2 openings right now, so if anybody wants to become a police officer, come apply at the Youngsville Police Department. We're down to 2 openings. When I took office in January or December, we had 5 openings and a couple people retired. So we ended up with 7, but now we're down to 2. So that's a great help.
So is that something that you advocated for to the City Council and the Mayor, or is that something that the Mayor had on his priority agenda that he wanted to do?
It was something when I came in, I wanted to do, make sure these officers are well taken care of because they're the ones that take care of us day in and day out. They're on the street. One thing when I came in was getting more feet on the ground, getting more officers on the road. So we did some movement around the department, getting some more guys on patrol.
And, okay, so 2 questions. One, why is it important, obviously, for morale to boost that pay, and how does that help recruitment? And 2, why is it important to have more officers on the road?
To have more officers on the road, it helps because it deters criminals from coming into the city to commit crimes. Also, with morale, you make a little more, it improves morale.
Exactly. And your department, you're doing other things to try to put more eyes and ears in the community. So tell me about your community watch programs.
Absolutely. We're starting neighborhood watch programs throughout the city, getting with the HOA boards and the other boards for the neighborhoods. If anybody's interested in starting neighborhood watch with the city of Youngsville and the city of Youngsville, we'd be happy to go talk to them. Detective Catone is spearheading it with us. He's the one that you'd need to contact at the Youngsville Police Department.
And I think that's a really great thing because it's almost like our name, Acadiana Crimestoppers. I was telling you this off camera. It's almost like a miniature Crime Stoppers.
It is.
Because you guys go to these HOAs and then you have community volunteers, meaning residents in those communities make up the neighborhood watch groups. And you were saying if you see something, report it.
Yes,
right?
sir, absolutely. That way, if you see something in your neighborhood, give us a call. No matter how big or small it is, we don't mind looking into it to try to solve stuff, to prevent crimes, to make sure everybody feels safe.
And of course, having more officers on the road will help that, but there are always those areas where you need residents. That's actually why we created Acadiana Crimestoppers, because we wanted to be able to allow the community to help law enforcement. We think it's a partnership, and it seems like you have really brought into that idea.
Absolutely. Getting the community more involved with the department, building community trust between the community and the department.
And are there things that your department has done to just outreach to its citizens and build that trust?
Getting out in the community, stopping and talking to somebody. It means the world to somebody. You stop and walk and shake somebody's hand, talk to them, listen to them. That's what a lot of the officers do. We have a great department, great officers over there.
Yep. And you said that you guys are getting started more with collecting data and the metrics to see all of these initiatives that we're deploying. Are they working? Are crime rates dropping? So now you guys are collecting that data and you're going to see what's working and what maybe needs to be adjusted, correct?
Correct. Yep, we're looking at data all the time just to make sure, see if they have any hot spots or anything, or what type of crimes are getting reoccurring in the same areas, to try to put more officers in that area to deter criminals from committing crimes or catching them.
Yeah. So here's a more personal question, Chief. How does it feel to be Youngsville Police Chief? What kind of honor has that been? Just tell me what you said you were elected late last year?
December, yes, sir.
So tell me how your first year has been.
It's been great. They have a lot of movement, getting stuff to where I think it needs to be. But it's an honor that the citizens of Youngsville elected me to do this job. And from day one, I said I would not let them down, and I've been working hard, long hours to make sure I would not let them down.
And what is your goal for the future? Do you have any long-term goals that you would like to implement or do as a department over the next year or two?
Expand the department, get more officers on patrol, expand the traffic section, CID section, the different areas of the department to make sure that the citizens are safe, where we can most benefit to make sure that people go home and feel safe.
Well, so Police Chief, the reason why we created this show is for people like you to be able to come on and talk to your citizens directly and tell them how you feel about what you're doing and what you want to do for them. So what's a lasting statement that you would want to tell the people of Youngsville?
Lasting statement to tell the citizens of Youngsville: if you see something, report it. Make sure you take all your valuables out of your vehicles. Make sure you lock all your doors. Lock your car doors. Go double check at the end of the night. Because criminals, if they're going through neighborhoods to break into cars, they're going to pull on car doors. If they see something valuable, they might even bust out a window. Try to help yourself by taking the valuables and locking your vehicle to help us.
Chief Jean-Paul Broussard, thank you so much for joining us on Acadiana Crimestoppers, and we would love to have you back for further updates.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. I appreciate your time.
We'll be right back.
This is a KLFY Plus exclusive, Acadiana Crimestoppers.
Welcome back. Our partnership with law enforcement continues next week. Join us as we show you more wanted fugitives throughout Acadiana. Lafayette City Marshal Reggie Thomas will be with us once again. We'll see what other suspects he is looking for. We appreciate you tuning into Acadiana Crimestoppers exclusively on KLFY Plus. We will be back next week detailing the latest crimes to be solved and perps to be brought to justice.